Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Imani Ma'at Kynes.
I'm Jay Bernard Ma'at Kynes.
And we have a very special guest with us this evening, live from Belize. We've got Brother Baratunde Ma'at with us. And it's so exciting to be able to be here live from Belize. We're having such an amazing time. Oh, and before we go into our regular process, I just want to say happy birthday to my best friend and husband.
All right, now.
Yeah. Happy birthday here in Belize. Yes, it's such a nice place to be with you on your birthday. It is rainy season, but the rain is kind of cool because it happens late in the evening and early morning. And then during the day, we have a lot of free time to do stuff. So before we get into life in Belize and life of a healer in Belize, we're going to get back to being calm, centered, and balanced. Bernard, you do your thing on your birthday.
First, I want to say thank you both for being with me on my birthday, number 68, which I am very honored and delighted to be celebrating this birthday here in Punta Gata, Belize. Gorda, see? Anxious and excited already. So, as we traditionally start our show, we would like to invite you to take a moment to take 3 breaths in and get centered. We would join you, I would join you, but I also will ring the ting shawls. This has a different vibration and tone than the ones that you've been accustomed to. And so let us begin. If you just close your eyes and begin to relax. 3 centering breaths, just in and out through the nose, deep and full. Take a brief scan of your body, from your crown chakra to your root chakra, from your root chakra to the sole of your feet. And just for 30 seconds, notice your body, notice your breathing, your breath. Clear your mind so that you might receive what we have for you tonight. Give thanks to the ancestors who are present with us. We do not worship our ancestors, but we do pay homage. And they are grateful for our coming together tonight. They rejoice when we focus on healing and transforming our lives and reaching out to be of service and transforming the lives of others. Mind, body, and spirit. It is time. Ashe.
Ashe.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. We are going to get right into our show because we have so much, and normally we can hide our little props that we use to introduce our guests. Normally our guests, we don't have the pleasure of having them right here with us. So it's not so nice to be on the same side of the screen with you tonight, Baratunde. I'm going to introduce Baratunde. Has been a friend for a long, long, long time. And when we were thinking about where we wanted to come on vacation and rest and relaxation, it was an easy choice when we laid out a couple places. I'm like, well, Baratunde and Kayah are in Belize. Let's go there. And Bernard said, okay, let's do that. Without hesitation. Baratunde is the father of Forgotten Foods, aka the Remembered Foods, which is manufacturer of planetary herbal tonics and powdered products. Baratunde, he's been sharing so much with us. We're just like on speed right about now. Good speed, not bad speed. But we have been just the recipient of so many of his wonderful herbs and tonics. Baratunde has a 40-year history with traditional Chinese herbalism, alchemy, and spiritual sciences. At a young age, Baratunde would spend his time alone in the forest of Hartford, Connecticut. I didn't know they had forests in Hartford, Connecticut, but that's cool. His religion was nature and connecting with the sacred living intelligence of the plant beings. He learned about the plants and discovered that they carry a distinct language. As a result, Baratunde has a natural relationship with the plant kingdom, whereby, like the late, great George Washington Carver, the herbs and plants communicate with him directly. The plant's spirit reveals its divine powers through him. Baratunde has always had an intrigue with the Oriental healing arts. This led him to study martial arts under the training of Grandmaster Daniel K. Pei. Did I say that right? Pai. Okay, where he studied Kung Fu and began his journey as an herbalist studying HIT medicine. HIT medicine? You could tell us what that means later. Throughout his tenure as an herbalist, he has been blessed to study at the feet of many herbalist masters. He is a student of ethnobotany, traditional Chinese, African, and Mayan herbalism. His travels to Africa and the Caribbean, along with these diverse areas of study, have led him to the arts and sciences of planetary herbalism and shamanism. Now living in Belize since 2011, he has lots to share about life in Belize, as well as his greatest healing challenge to date. We are here with Baratunde and his beautiful wife, Kayah, who is also Kayah Ma'at. Her and I adopted each other many, many years ago as a small group of Ma'at sisters in Atlanta many years ago. And we're just so happy to be here with both of them. And with that, we are going to bring you into the conversation, my brother.
Oh, thank you.
And we're just humbled to be with you because you know so much and have shared so much and have helped so many people, not just here, but in Atlanta and probably throughout the world at this point. So I'll let you, would you like to ask? Go ahead.
Yeah, we're grateful. We have enjoyed our stay in your lovely home and all of these community. 200 acres of just plants and food that Baratunde has shared with us. Has been nourishing, and so we're just delighted for your hospitality. And I'm humble. I'm so delighted to have had this opportunity to meet you. So as we begin, would you share with our audience a little bit about who you are? And one of the questions that I like to ask our guests, and on this, I ask all of my clients, so this is not a therapy session, but I ask all my clients in the first session to tell me a little bit about who they are from age 0 to 12. And it's a question that I ask so that they can kind of just free associate, that is, to just share whatever comes to mind, because I'm never looking for anything in particular, but it's also a way just for them to recall what comes from the heart in the moment. So it's your opportunity from 0 to 12, whatever comes to mind, just share with the audience as a foundation for us about you.
I remember, greetings family, I'm Baratunde, the herbalist. I remember always staying in the bush, the forest, the jungle, the woods, and certain parts of Connecticut that have a lot of forests, and just feeling nature, And prior to that, I remember just being in the gardens with my mother, just sitting on the earth, feeling the earth, looking at all the insects, and as I dig, I see worms and just feeling getting connected with the earth, and look at the trees and see all the roots coming from the earth. And I always say there's something about this that I need to know more about. And so as time went on, I've come to understand that plants have medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember coming out of my martial arts class, waiting for the bus and then waiting for the bus. There was a Chinese herbal shop that I went inside. I always had curious about going inside. So I didn't have time to go in there and look around. So I looked around. I didn't know what I was looking at, But I know the plants. I knew it had medicine. And so I looked around, and I noticed the woman behind the counter was always looking at me. So I go back to my next class, and the next day come back again and do the same thing over and over again. So she noticed my attraction. So I asked certain questions, and she wouldn't tell me.
She wouldn't tell you?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So I remember in class one day, I was sparring with my teacher, just learning, and I got struck in the arm, and I said, I said, yeah, so
right.
Go in my office here, and get that jar on the shelf there, And so I went in there and sat down and got the liquid, and he said, get some out and rub some on my arm, rub it out, and it's gone like 3 minutes gone, because when you get struck down to the bone.
Oh.
So it bruised up, and I put I says, what was that? The Joe.
Right.
Get Dow Joe.
What was it?
Get Dow Joe. Get Dow Joe.
Get Dow Joe.
It's part of the hit medicine that you asked about.
What is hit stand for?
Hit medicine. Hit.
Oh, hit medicine.
Exactly.
And you've been hit, so you need something to relieve the pain.
When you're dealing with the mock is called death touch. You're going to call that when you strike, because you have 1,200 points on your body that could be for healing and for maiming or killing.
Wow.
Sorry, word, And you have to understand those points when you use them on the time of day, and how much what you're going to use to inflict. You know what I mean? So I wanted to help my people, martial artists, who got on the receiving end of the hit. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So I would come. I have an understanding of what it is. Then I always carry my Get Dow Joe. We get started with them. And that would help them relieve a lot of the pain, discomfort. So coming up through the martial arts is where I really started getting more in tune to the sacred plant world. And that's where as I grew in stature and had a greater understanding of plants, I understood that there was a lost part of the ancient way tradition that I want to be a part of and be able to understand that. And so the foundation of my work is in Chinese medicine. And that's how we built our 20-year company. And we had we're in 60 countries around the world, no marketing, no advertising, word of mouth. And as you want to grow more, you start looking in other directions for herbalism, herbalism, And I told you the story about the young man who came to me and who had this elephant skin I told you about.
Oh yeah, the guy with the real.
Whatever. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, real crinkly skin.
Yeah. Anyway, cut a long story short, I had also learned that you have to separate yourself from the person. Don't get so emotionally involved,
Right.
You don't want to take on their energy.
No, and that's what happened to me. I took on their energy, because I was caring, even though I cared for, but I got myself got in the way, and I received some of their illness in my body, but I got rid of it.
So as a little boy,
yeah,
you growing up and you were out in the
forest,
woods in Connecticut.
Yeah.
What persons in the neighborhood or the community that you look up to that inspired you when you look back now that you may not have realized it back there then?
I know you mentioned your mom in the garden.
In the plant world, is my mother.
Your mother.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother, because I would plant flowers of her, the dancers, the snapdragons, the irises, and so I would plant those bulbs in the earth or plant the seeds in the earth, and that's where things are really back in.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. So
over this way.
Yeah. So it's mom who was a nurse, and her field was medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And moving forward with that, I watched my mother come from a healthy woman to a sickly woman, being around patients with Agent Orange, She worked in a veteran hospital.
Okay.
When they came back from the war, they had Agent Orange, some of the pages, So she what's the word? Contracted, yeah. A very rare bone disease. Okay.
And you think that was possibly from the Agent Orange? Something that she was around. So.
All I know, I saw on her nightstand hundreds of pills on top and in the drawer.
Okay.
And I said, I said, do that. Never. Never will I have a life of chemicals.
Yeah.
So my mother was the main one that wrapped my head around the plant world, and I gravitated to it and grew in that field of sacred art. And still today, I still have a lot of her nursing pens, and that I carry with me from her, Yeah, so it was my mom. And also the healing, as a healer, she always talked about take care of yourself in the days of the youth, my son. So when you get older, you won't have to worry about it.
Remember you said that. Yeah.
Repeat that again. Say that again.
Take care of yourself in the days of your youth. So when you get older, you won't have to worry about your body.
And so you listened to her.
Oh, I took it at the heart. I was serious. Yes, I would go. I would get a book. What's that book called? Young still. The Back to Eden.
Back to Eden. That was one of the first books I read.
I was looking, and I saw. Oh, I see that one dandelion. Let me pick the leaves. Pick the leaves and made my chocolate at that time bacon. Had to put some bacon in the water. Salt and pepper bacon.
Right.
And I had my vegetables. Some. And I looked again, saw the book, and said, "Oh, that's peppermint, spearmint, peppermint."
Yeah.
I picked it up in my tea, And so I just started exploring like that and going out in the woods, because when I got out of school, my near my house, the woods was across the street.
Okay.
So as we get off the bus, walk down across the tracks, I would go through the woods to go home while the children walked down the sidewalk. So I'm walking through the woods. I'm finding this and finding that. Find this apple tree, pear tree, and look. Oh, I remember that plant in that book. So I was developing a connection with the plant. Yeah.
Like George Washington Carver.
Absolutely. And George Washington Carver was one of my idols. As I grew older and understand who he is, And they asked him, "How did you know how to do that?" And he said,
Plants told him.
The plants told him.
Exactly.
See, I too have that gift of understanding the language of the plants.
Wow. And that's unique. That's very unique. And that's, I'm sure it's helped to guide you into who you become as a herbalist and healer and this very passionate person. How many people do you know stop on the road to pick up styrofoam that they see on the road? And they say, "I've got to pick that up and throw it away," And so that happened this evening because it just doesn't go with the ecosystem. Styrofoam doesn't belong out on the grass. So.
Yeah.
Huh? And it was on your property. Okay. that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. It's like if you don't pick it up, no one's gonna pick it up.
Yeah. So it was nice. Okay.
So tell us, fast forward.
Am I skipping around too much?
No, you're fine. You're
Good,
fine. You're
good.
fine. It's our job to kind of, pull you back in or help
thank
to help you to elaborate. But when you were in Atlanta, you had started the Forgotten Foods Remembered. Forgotten Foods Remembered.
Yes.
Well, you added the Remembered later, right? Tell us a little bit about that part of your journey and what you like the most about it.
Okay. Well, at the beginning, at the beginning of our journey, we should have all these jars in our house, like you see over there, all these bottles,
I remember your jars.
And that Steve used to come over, all the girls come over, and give them products, And they love it. They said, "Oh, Tony, put that in the jar, I'll buy it." But that wasn't the impetus of doing the tonics. I made these for my family, for myself. I want the best of the best that I can find for my family, myself. That's what I did. So one evening, we got a call from the hospital. It was a young lady that says, I haven't met you, but I heard about you. But I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I'm by myself, and I'm in the hospital. They won't release me until my kidney clears up.
Wow.
So I said, Kayah, I said, speak to this woman, and she did. So we got where she was, and so we had an eyedropper, just a big jar into a little jar. We had to go to 7-Eleven to buy some 2-ounce bottles. We just got a big jar and squirt it in there, Okay, so we go to the hospital. This was the next day. We go to the hospital, and we gave us the room number. Okay, this was on a Friday. Traffic.
Atlanta traffic.
We go to the hospital, and we found her. We talked to her, And when the practitioners left the room, I gave her skirt.
Little squirts of this, little squirts of that.
Just one bottle.
Just one. Okay.
It was our very first one. It was called the blood regenerating tonic. And that particular tonic, it cleans the blood, biolizes the blood, fortifies the immune system, and feeds the mind and cells intelligent stimulation. So that
No, it's okay. Don't worry about that. You're good.
Okay, so she said kidneys, and I know that this formula it protects the 5 major organs: the heart, the lungs, brain, kidney, and liver. Okay. So I said, well, hello, we never, tried it, but it doesn't hurt to try. I know what's in it, know what it does, and why it does what it does. So we went to the hospital, gave it to her that night.
On a Friday.
Take it. And calls Monday morning and says, I was released from the hospital because my kidney miraculously cleared up over the weekend.
Wow. That was positive.
That was the beginning.
Yeah. That was the beginning. What year was this?
This was 2004.
Okay. 2004. Okay.
Yeah, 2004. Okay. Yeah. We have a very special alchemical process how we treat our children, tonics, that augments the frequency in the formula, and by burying them in the earth on the new moon, and take them out on the 13th moon.
Wow.
And before they go into the ground, I touch them and feel them. I listen to them, and I infuse Qigong energy in them. I have my hand on top and on the side, and as I push down, I can feel the energy pushing my hand out, going to the formula. And I push my hand to the other side of the bar, and my hand goes up like that. It's like you take a magnet and how you feel the pulse. Like that. Well, that's what I felt.
Well, everything is energy.
Yeah,
right?
Energy.
Everything is energy.
So then I must have did about 20 times, and then it stopped.
Okay.
So it was full. And then
so you put these formulas like in a jar and then put them in the ground.
5-gallon glass vats.
Wow. And so they would stay there. You said 13 moons.
A year.
That's a year, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. And along with toning with toning bell, you know, and guitar, you know, the chocolate. I play the chocolate.
Everything is frequency.
Frequency,
Right.
frequency,
Yeah.
frequency, you know,
Mhm.
and then each chakra has a different tone,
Different tone. Yep.
and I would play a riff, you know, in that tone, and go to the next chakra, okay, and finish.
Wow.
And once that's done, I pray over it, you know, and touch it, you know, and ask it to reveal its divine powers, and formula for my people.
Mhm.
And then I have these lodestone and amethyst and rose quartz crystals that I put them in the hole on the bottom, right, my love, on the bottom of the hole. It's about maybe 3 feet deep. Got a base, and then I put the bat in and put the stones on top and cover with dirt and pray to it and touch it. And I cry and tell it to do what she was called to do. So I put it back into the earth because that's where roots came from. So Earth Mother can embrace her
Okay.
and fill her with her energy to wake her up.
So these are herbs that you grew. For the most part, not necessarily.
No. At that time, I was looking for the best source to get the best of the best. Okay. Now I'm dealing with Taoism, Taoist energy and formulation. So it led me to secure my herbs from the Himalayan mountains.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I had a direct source with another friend. You bounce around, you know. Most I put you where you're supposed to do.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we would get our all that ginseng, our reishi, astragalus, our goji, dangwa, all from the Himalayan mountains. Yeah. And it's all wild. You know? So it was a farm that one of my partners we would get it from, and so that's what was the beginning of my process. Okay. Yeah. So that gave the formula a very high frequency. You know, no chemicals.
Right.
No chemicals. You know, and that product rang. It spoke to people because we should do the big expos, you know. And I remember there would be a whole line of people just waiting
for your product.
Waiting. Yeah.
Good news travels fast.
Good news travels fast. And I remember our very first job with Tassili in New York.
Tassili
Ma'at. And where we were positioned, it was like on the edge. Well, it was like a football field, big field, you know. And so I saw these two guys, these big, they're like 6'2", 6'3", just walking across the floor, across the field. And halfway through, I saw one of the guys just dropped his knee, one knee. Ooh. And got up and kept on walking and came on over to the table, you know. At that time, who was at the table with us? Danny Glover.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I was talking to Danny Glover, and he was just telling me about herbalism, who his herbalist was, you know. And so having his herbalist was one of my teachers.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, all these folks still around the table. So he finally got up to me, able to speak, you know. Okay. I said, well, what happened? He says, introduce himself. He says, well, I'm an energy practitioner, and the energy coming off your area knocked me to my knee.
Wow.
That's what I said.
That's major. That is major.
Yeah. And so we talk. He ended up being one of my distributors.
Really?
After time, we developed a relationship.
Wow.
So I'm because of the efficacy and the potency of the formulas, I really can't now because the other people have to tell me what happened to them. Because the formulation, I constructed them to be a broad spectrum formula with the emphasis on a particular issue. You know? So it covers the whole. We are created as a whole.
Right.
So it treats the body as a whole, holistically, and because the herbs are adaptogenic herbs, they have a double direction activity, meaning that whatever excessive or recessive, it brings back to homeostasis. Like your leg yesterday, Remember I gave you my tonic and it went straight to you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You gave me a tonic, and there's one part of my body that I've been working on healing, which is my left ankle. And as I was drinking it, I mean, like 5 seconds after that, my ankle started twitching, and I'm like, okay, what is this and what's going on? But it went. Adaptogens go right where they're needed.
The smart herb.
Yeah. And I apologize for looking at the phone. I usually try to respond to questions that we see. So maybe our producers, if we have any questions, we can see them on the big screen. I really don't want to be playing with the phone while we're talking, so please forgive me. But we have a nice following in terms of our audience. We have people on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube, and we appreciate all of you for being loyal and coming and participating in the show. So please forgive me, and if we have any questions, please put them up on the screen. That way I'm not touching the phone too. Normally I'm doing that under the table and people don't see me doing it.
And I want to thank the person that wished me happy birthday. Thank you so very much. Can't see your name, but it's on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So thank you.
Probably Umi or Arlene or somebody, Tracy, that knows you really well. Yeah. But that's nice.
Yes, sir.
Baratunde,
that says happy birthday.
How did you get to Belize?
Yeah.
Well, my awesome, most beautiful, powerful partner, amazing partner, my goddess of my life, the breath of my life.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Kayah, my sister. From another mother.
We're going to talk about her in a little while. Mm-hmm. But we were asked by the mayor of Punta Gorda, Belize, to come here to do a wellness delegation because they've been hearing about us through other people. You know, Fulani Ali.
Fulani Ali.
Yeah. Well, she was here. Okay. And so they brought us down here because we were kicking around to leave Atlanta, either Costa Rica, Jamaica, Africa, somewhere Australia.
Somewhere away from that traffic.
Yeah, we had a big following in Australia. I don't know how it happened.
Really?
Yeah, from what I'm supposed to do, because when you do those big expos, the health expo, you meet a lot of people from globally.
You do.
So we had a large following in Australia and Greenland.
In
Greenland, wow. Is that really a place?
Greenland, Finland,
Greenland.
Yeah. I mean, it was like I said, we were 60 countries around the world. Just word of mouth.
Wow,
you know,
that's amazing.
So,
so you invited to Belize.
We invited to Belize, just word of mouth. We landed here because it's going, like I said, it's going to leave somewhere. Goes and leave. So we came to Belize, did what we had to do here, and we said,
nice here.
Let's come back. So the following month we came back on our dime.
Okay.
Stayed for a week, I think a week or two, 7 days, whatever it was. And we looked here. Because we wanted to build a wellness resort. We wanted to have rainforest.
Right.
Wanted to have jungle, just trees. So the last night before we were supposed to go, we got a call 12 o'clock at night.
Oh, wow.
And the woman says, we found a perfect place for you. So we came here the next day to open our hands. We said, maybe we drove the street a million times because it's off the road.
Right.
So we drove up the driveway and saw all this God-given kiss of life.
200 acres.
200 acres of jungle, rainforest. And I said, I see all this area here where I can just plant my fruit trees. So then I had my phone on the, what do you call that? Screensaver?
Screensaver.
Yeah, so on my screensaver, I had a jungle with a boardwalk on it.
Oh, wow.
Going to the jungle. So she called back and says, well, did you see the boardwalk? I said, what boardwalk? She said, just walk to the back of the yard. Yeah. Go around the pool and go to the backyard. So I did that and I said, oh my God, Kayah.
Kayah, I found it.
I said, look at the phone. Look at it. It says, it's the same thing.
That's amazing.
So we walked down the jungle on the boardwalk, about 1,000 feet into the jungle on the boardwalk, and there's a cabana. So we go up inside and go hang out. There's 2 hammocks in there. We're sitting in the hammock and swinging, and see the monkeys going from the trees to tree.
Wow.
Wow.
So this is home.
So baby, this is the sign.
This is absolutely.
This is it.
Absolutely,
This is it.
and it was on your phone.
It was on my phone.
That's amazing.
So that was it. We said sign so, and it did this little puppy. We got it.
It's so peaceful and beautiful here, and you get to grow all of your herbs and trees and fruits and horses. He has horses. I wish I had uploaded some pictures of the horses. We stopped today, and they went down and fed the horses while I videotaped them feeding the horses.
Yeah.
But your whole vibe in Kayah is just like so relaxed and so nice here. And I don't know if you want to go into the story a little bit, but in my introduction, I mentioned that as a healer, and we've seen this with a lot of healers, you always have a point in your life that it's like the challenge. It's like heal thyself.
Yes.
And so we know, and those who know and love you from Atlanta understand you've been dealing with, a little bit of a challenge, and you're doing an amazing job, by the way.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Amazing job. We're so glad that we're here to be with you
and to bear witness to the love and just the affection and the team spirit that the 2 of you share.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a real not touchy, but it hits a spot in me that's very, and I hope I can hold back my tears.
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't have to.
Okay.
Not here.
Yeah, you don't have to. And I think the only reason I bring it up, Brother Baratunde, is that so many people, I know several people over the past few years who've suffered from strokes. And if they had you to take care of them, like Sister Kayah has you to take care of her, I mean, the healing would just be phenomenal. I think a lot of people don't have the support systems that are needed. They don't have, they have support systems, but they don't have the training. They don't have the knowledge that you have.
Well, and also included in just beyond training and knowledge is the patience. And the courage and the love. And there's one other word I'm looking for: resilience. The resilience. For both you and Sister Kayah. And so Iman and I are just grateful that you both allow us to bear witness to miracles in our very eyes during this very week. When we've already said, when we return back to Atlanta, we won't be the same. We are
already
not the same. We've
already
been changed.
It's been
just
such a powerful experience.
Just to be with the 2 of you. And Kayah she's over on
my
the sofa there. You can't see her.
I love you, baby.
We're in their home, and we're smelling the fresh vegetables that she's prepared for a meal after we finish. The rain outside, the dogs. So it's just beautiful to be able to be with real down-to-earth people who are offering their gifts back globally to the world, especially as it relates to health and wellness. This is what Imani and I about on our show with the guests that we bring, because there's so much unhealth that's going on in the world. And there are so many of our people who are crying for ways to become healthier, especially in the second half of life. Say more about that statement that you learned, that take care of your health now so that when you're older, you don't have to worry about it.
Well, that is true. But then as time unfolds
Goes on,
itself,
yeah.
things can happen.
Yes.
Okay? And in the situation with my awesome, beautiful wife that I love so much, you know, I give her 100% of my time. I had to close my operation down, my business down, my 20-year business. I just shut it down to give her 100% of my time, my love, my passion, and my relationship with the Most High. Because I never worked with a stroke person, I had to, as a spiritual, another segment of who I am, I'm a spiritual healer. And I know that I don't do the work. I have to channel it and have to wait for instructions. So I remember as a youth, I always asked to have, I call magic in my hands, the connection of the source working through me. So my awesome, beautiful wife was paralyzed on her entire right side due to the L3 and L5 was twisted and tilted and landed on a blood vessel that cut off oxygen to her brain. That came from several years of getting rear-ended in Atlanta, you know, rear-ended, and it caused the structure to sink. The clavicle, the ribs had sunk, and the hips had sunk, and the lumbar, the weakness there. And we were having guests. We were over a friend's house, do some work on it a little bit, and she was going to bring her daughter home and getting ready to walk out the door, and just froze. And that was the beginning. So anyway,
what year was it?
April 2000, April 28th this year.
This year.
Yeah.
23.
So she was paralyzed from the whole entire right side. Her could not speak.
Couldn't walk.
Couldn't move her arm. Yeah. So when I allowed myself to get out the way and ask for guidance and direction, and for the power of the source to work through me, I was able to get her to walk in 3 weeks. Wow. And had her walking up 4 flights of stairs, and walking down 4 flights of stairs.
Yesterday she got out the car, and we were at the place we're staying at, and she left the car and was going up the stairs, and I'm like, wait, you forgot your cane. She said, oh yeah, I did. And I said, that's a good thing. You would forget. I mean, it's not becoming, a part of her. She's like, I can do this, and she's got so much determination.
Absolutely.
And willpower. And I was so proud of her for just walking.
So,
like, I don't need a cane.
Yeah. And there's part of that, the major part is the connection being a channel. The other part is the strengthening, the flexibility, and the work that I give her, And the other part are the tonics.
Tonics.
Because you got to feed the cells.
They need nourishment. It's so
absolutely, because every organ in the body is a cellular community.
Yeah, especially the mitochondria now.
Yeah, that's just been old. Well, not new, but old.
Yeah. We're all learning about it now.
Yeah. The phrase that I always use in my writings is, you got to feed the mind of the cells intelligent intracellular stimulation, and that's what these foods do. These sacred foods, they feed the mind of the cells, and then when you talk about the mind of the cells, you were speaking about the mitochondria. That's the brain, but inside the brain you have the ATP. which is the adenosine phosphate.
Don't get me trying to say it, but I know the word.
Adenosine phosphate. So the ATP, and that's the energy currency of the cell. Okay, so my job is to make sure that those cells are fed the highest nutritional food that's possible, and there's always room for more. I have a scientist who works for me as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you about him later on.
Okay. But so nutrition
is
so
very important.
Very important.
Yeah.
When people are dealing with issues like stroke and others, you can't just keep. And you all weren't eating junk food anyway. I mean, you're living here in this lush, estate, and you're growing a lot of your own things. But just for other people who are not living like this, going to a plant-based diet, going to more fruits and vegetables, maybe 90% fruits and vegetables, a lot of water.
Yes,
is so very important,
yes.
as well as the other. What are some of the nutrients that people can get that would be helpful for them?
Number one, you gotta have minerals.
Minerals. So
minerals.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there's no mineral in the soil, it's not in the plant. It's not in the plant.
Right.
It's not in the body.
Right. Come over this way.
Yeah. It's not in the body.
Mm-hmm.
Minerals are extremely important. So the minerals that I have in my formulas, they come from the Jurassic period.
Wow.
One of my partners, Dr. Joe Wallach, has a mountain, part of a mountain in Utah. And
is that where the shilajit came from?
No, that came from Himalaya Mountains.
That's from the Himalaya.
From the minerals. And so they came from the, when we had analyzed, it came from the Jurassic period. We're talking over 250 million years.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, all the plant dinosaurs, all the life form from that time get compressed. 250 years of compression. I have in the formulas.
Wow.
Yeah, it's plant-derived minerals.
Say it again. Plant-derived minerals.
Yeah, plant-derived minerals. Yeah, PDMs.
Plant-derived minerals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the minerals, and then it's kind of when you have an understanding of who the plants are, and when you understand the relationships and how they work together, because there's a classification of formulas that you work with, superior, general, inferior.
Right. Which means nothing to most of us.
But what is important is the three treasures.
Okay.
Jing, Qi, and Shen. You familiar with that? Okay, Jing, Qi. It's an analogy to a candle. Okay.
Say it slowly. The
Jing,
Qi,
and Shen.
Shen.
Yeah.
Jing, Qi, Shen.
Those are called the three treasures of the body.
Okay.
It's like a candle. That's the Jing.
Okay.
That's your kidney. That's your life.
Okay.
Then you have the wax, the candle, the flame. That's your chi. That's your energy. That's your life force. Okay. Life force. Then you have the light from the candle, light from the flame. Okay. That's the radiance. That's the Shen. That's the spirit. Okay. So your body is like that. Three treasures. So you got to augment your kidneys. You can organs, kidneys. That's your life force. Like the kidney. Yeah. So people like you kidney transplant and all that whole thing. But yeah. So
when I went to China in 2014, and I went to the hospital, on the tour. So one of the doctors was checking my meridian, and the first thing that he diagnosed me with, he spoke to the assistants, and he says, and she translated. She says, "You must tend to your kidneys." Was the first thing that he diagnosed.
Yeah, he did a Chen pulse on you, right?
Yeah.
And then when you came back, it was confirmed.
When I came back, I went to Chinese Medical Center on Buford Highway. Because I was like, okay, I hadn't had an experience with checking my wrist here. Yeah. I went to Chinese Medical Center and Dr. Lee, I told him I came back from
a friend of mine,
I told him I had just returned, and he was so excited. We became friends within 10 minutes. Yeah. And I didn't tell him what the doctor had told me. He did the same thing. He said, "James, we must tend to your kidney." I said, "Wow." Yeah. Now, what I had forgotten was that that was like in November, back in August, I had passed my first kidney stone. And I forgot about that, but it had not recovered. to your point about the importance of the kidney.
Absolutely. So that's
So important.
yeah. So that's the wax.
That's the wax.
Yeah. So the bigger the wax, the stronger your life force.
Okay.
Okay. So you always got to fortify your kidney.
Kidneys.
Yeah. Always. Yeah.
So
That's how that woman got out of the hospital over the weekend.
And how does that also connect with the liver?
Every organ, like I said, every organ.
As a specific, come back over.
Yeah. Every organ. I don't. I'm not a doctor.
Right.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, this is
Disclaimer,
all
okay.
information.
This is all information.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
My thing is
Education only.
My thing is to create the best tonic for my body, my
Right.
family body, my body. So I know my 5 major organs, heart, lung, kidney, and liver, and I do understand how the systems in my body. The metabolic system, the circulatory system, the endocrine system, the excretory system, all the systems, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I need to augment the efficacy of that.
Okay.
You know.
And they all work in conjunction.
And they work all in
with each
conjunction,
other.
right? And there are particular herbs that have a life force as well.
Mm-hmm.
When you understand the language of the plants, you know what you need. You know, but also you have to understand that plants have characters and disposition like us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They eat, they drink water,
Mm-hmm.
they don't like the cold, they have a color, they have a face, you know, they have odor, they protect. They don't like the sun, they love the sun, don't like the cold.
Mm-hmm.
They have children,
Right.
okay, they die.
Some of them have attitude.
Yeah.
I had an orchid once.
Yeah.
Oh, they actually,
And I tend to spray my plants just to give them a little bit of extra water, kind of make that effect of being in the rainforest. And I went to spray this orchid that I had, and the orchid went like this. Like, excuse me, what are you doing?
Absolutely.
And I said, sorry.
Yeah.
We've got, we only have a few more minutes.
Okay.
And I wanted to know if there's any questions from our viewers. And we always say this, but we have to have you back because we're just warming up. We're just warming up to this conversation.
Oh, wow.
And it's so much. If Kayah, if you and Terry could put any questions we have on the screen. Again, I don't know questions. Okay, I think people are just absorbing the information and loving it and loving the vibe and the leaves. I highly recommend that you all come out. I highly recommend that you try to connect with Brother Baratunde. Best way, we talked about WhatsApp. If people want to communicate, send a message on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
do that.
That's fine. Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, there's a number there, 678-886-7046 on WhatsApp, and I think you may have to add him as a friend first, Baratunde Mod, if you list it like that. And the website, say the website for us.
Believe AdventureWellnessRetreats.com.
Retreats has an S on it.
Yes,
Retreats.com. So yeah, just him and Kayah are just such a wealth of knowledge and information and caring and loving spirit. Somebody just recently said something like you can tell about people what's going on with them by the dogs, by the animals, and his dogs are so cool. They're just so cool. So we're gonna let you wrap up.
Okay.
Brother Baratunde, if you have any good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay, something hits you. If you have any parting words or thoughts, there's so much, we can always reconnect, and you can be here and we can be in Atlanta, and we can do a sequel to this particular show. I'm seeing something on there. Join our newsletter. That's our newsletter on MailChimp. Okay. Yeah, please join our newsletter. Join our YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube site, Progressively Yours Health and Wellness Podcast. And we can keep those up on the screen while you have your parting words.
But I do want my awesome wife to be next to me while we sign off. Kai,
You can
Kai,
come.
come here, baby.
Come on, Kayah.
Come on, come on, come on.
Come on.
Just be next to me. Come on.
Please.
Come on.
Please.
Take the glasses off, right?
You're good. You look beautiful.
Yes.
Besides,
So you gotta get really close to
your
him.
friends just want to see how we can turn this a little bit. Your friends
Think
just
about-
want to see how well you're doing, and yeah, this is.
This is
Okay,
my
I'll
guy.
lean in. You lean in too.
Yeah, my guy.
Come on, you lean in too.
Yeah, my guy.
This is Kayah, my sister from another mister. Yes. I mean, not that our moms are messing around or anything, but we both are part of the Ma'at clan, and it's just so beautiful to be here with you and your wonderful husband. And I'll take care. Yes, you think Belize is the place, and it's just nice to get away from the hustle and bustle of city life. You know, you get all pulled into the dramas and who shot who and, you know, what's going on in other parts of the world with the confusion and the killing and the pain and the suffering. And those things are going on. And, you know, we pray for folks every day that their lives can be a little bit less dramatic, you know, and, you know, these two are setting the example of how you can live another way with nature, taking in natural, organic fruits and vegetables and herbs. So we'll be so excited about you and for you.
Very good.
And we're actually at 7:59.
Uh-huh.
And we want to thank people for watching the replay. You can watch this, share this with your friends. Right after the show is over, you can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, Progressively Yours Health and Wellness Podcast. Tell other folks about us, because we love doing this, and we love bringing you exciting people and stories and topics. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Greetings, Kayah. Greetings, Kayah.
Greetings, Kayah.
Greetings,
Yes,
Kayah. Thank you.
absolutely. Okay, it says Facebook user, so that's one of your friends, probably from back in Atlanta. But thank you all for tuning in with us.
All right, now.
We're so grateful, and it is Tuesday at 8 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time. It's Progressively Yours Health and Wellness Podcast.
And before, we also want to thank Toya and our new production person, Terry, for being with us and being in the background and helping out so much. So we love and appreciate both of you as well. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Blessings.
Ashe.
Ashe.
One love.
One love.